is this?
Athia?
Who's there?
And technically not Earth. Well, not what you would call Earth, anyway.
I swear to God, asshole, show yourself! Where are you?
Right here, at the end of your arm?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's not true. That's impossible. No! No!
Forspoken is an action RPG developed by Luminous Productions and published by Square Enix. The story follows the main character Frey, who is an orphan who lives on the streets of New York and turns to a life of mischief to survive. When the abandoned building she is staying in gets burnt down by a group of rival misfits, Frey runs across a bracelet that transports her into another world.
I mean, wow. Whoa. What? What the actual fuck?
Frey calls this bracelet Cuff throughout the game. Cuff can also talk to only Frey and gives her powers that she can use to defeat enemies and attempt to save the land and return back home. The story of this game is a very basic fantasy story, and there is really nothing special about it, but there were a few missions in the game that were visually cool. This game is really propped up by the game's traversal mechanics, which is easily the best part of the game, which is good because that's what you will spend most of the game doing. Being able to run full speed and jump around like a superhero never gets old, even after the side missions long do. The sections of the map in Athia throughout the game are also very bland and very samey for the most part. Even when they do throw a new coat of paint on some parts of the map, it still feels very much the same, which is a shame because this map is huge and they could have done a lot with it, but they for the most part didn't outside a few sections of the story. Another thing in this game that lacks is the characterization of the characters. You don't really root for any of them, and they are almost all entirely basic. Even with Frey, there were parts of the game I was rooting against her because of the way she was acting. Good games usually find a way for you to connect to the characters you are playing as, since you are spending the whole game with them, but here it just feels so bland and basic, and they could have done a way better job with character building here.
You have so much
Potential? I can do so much more with my life. I'm a smart girl with a bright future.
I was going to say you have so much anger and resentment in you, I'm not sure you'll ever amount to anything at all. Truth hurts.
The combat in this game is mostly fun, but very button mashy and gets old after a while. But it does get a little more fun as you get deeper into the game, as you pick up more abilities to use, as some enemies are weaker to some attacks over others, so switching in and out of these abilities can really make the game easier and allow you to finish enemies quicker. In regards to the side missions, they are very basic, and for the most part, you will not complete most of them, depending on the person, of course, because I know there are diehard completionists out there that will complete the game and everything in the game no matter what. But it is the same missions over and over again, and outside XP, you don't get a lot from them. I think by the end, you will really be focusing the cloak and necklace missions to get all the cosmetics, and you'll leave the rest lie where they are. Speaking of the cloak missions, I enjoyed the looks of the cloaks that Frey gets throughout the game in these missions, but I was really disappointed by the missions themselves, as I started running into the same mini-bosses over and over again. At first, I was thinking there would be a different boss at each of these to add more enemy types and leave you wondering what the next dungeon's big boss would be, but in the end, you will end up fighting the same boss 3 or 4 times with a few new bosses thrown in that will also begin to repeat as you do more of them. Because of me liking the traversal mechanics, when I started the game, I thought I was going to do all the side missions and see everything the world of Forspoken had to offer, but by the end, I was over the side missions and was ready for the game to end. Throughout the world, you will find many loot chests, crystals, and blue beams of light that you will collect to allow you to upgrade your gear and abilities, which you could do at safe houses scattered throughout the world, along with upgrading your med kits and stamina bar. In the end, the world of Forspoken had a ton of potential, but it just missed the mark. The traversal mechanics were fantastic, and I have no doubt that if they would have added better characters, a more compelling story, and side missions worth people's time and effort, that this would have been a much better experience and one that everyone would have enjoyed for years to come. But as it stands, I am going to give Forspoken a 6 out of 10. That score really does pain me because I could see the potential here, and I could see what it could have been, but unfortunately it fell short of most people's expectations from when the game was first announced a few years back. But what did you guys think of Forspoken? What did you like and dislike about the game? Let me know in the comments section below. But with that being said, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, guys.